Never, ever, ever again will I trust the Dallas Cowboys. This year looks so different. I won't trust Dak Prescott. I won't trust Mike McCarthy. I won't trust CeeDee Lamb to show up. I won't trust Tony Pollard to be a decent running back. I won't trust the defense to be a defense and stop anything at all. It's been proven. Like it's everybody's already known it. And this year it felt different. The offense, like the passing in this team, like that's what got them here. They were first in passing TDs. They were third in passing yards this season. There's a 12-win year. They win the NFC East. They dominate through most of the regular season, and they're up against a Packer team that's so young and inexperienced. It's Jordan Love's first playoff game. All of their receiving core are children. They don't know what they're doing here. And everything was primed for a Super Bowl run for the Dallas Cowboys. And that's why this year in particular is so disappointing for that team, because they set it up. They set it from Jerry Jones down. They set it up for this team to have Super Bowl aspirations. There were Super Bowl expectations on this team, and they did everything they needed to do in the regular season to put themselves in a perfect position to maybe win a couple games and get finally back to a Super Bowl. And what does this Cowboys team do but do the thing they love doing when they're on the biggest stage that football has, the playoffs on Sunday afternoon in Texas, baby? They choke it away. Wow. Let's start with Dak Prescott. Let's then move to the weird CeeDee thing, and then let's do Mike McCarthy and a little bit of the defense, and then Belichick. So let's run that down a little here. Like I said, let's start with Dak. Dak Prescott. Dak's now played 7 career postseason games. In those 7 career postseason games, he is 2-5. He has 7 interceptions. And if you just look at how that first quarter went, where Dak was 1 for 4 with an interception and a 0 quarterback passing rating, that is Dak coming out to play in the biggest game of the season, because now it's the playoffs. You got to show up. And what do? You completely fail in the first quarter. I want to say poop the bed, but I didn't want to swear. He completely poops the bed in that first quarter, and that's been Dak. The numbers look good at the end of the day. If you look at these numbers, what a phenomenal afternoon for the counting stats for Dak. 400 passing yards, 3 TDs. Unreal. Rushed for 45 yards as well. But if you watch that game, 1, all of that happened in garbage time. 2, it was done by halftime. That 27-7 lead at halftime. Nobody thought the Cowboys were coming back from that, because as soon as the game started with that first quarter where Dak's 1 for 4, throwing an interception, and they look shaky, and all they're doing and on first down and second down is running with Tony Pollard, and it's getting no momentum. And then Dak's on third down trying desperately to get something going and the passing game working, and it's not going. We all knew right from that get-go, oh, the Cowboys are cowboyings again. It's happening once again. This is a big moment, and they are failing. And you can't help but blame the quarterback who's at the head of all that. And I mentioned the play calling there. Let's get to Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy's got to be done. Like, what are we doing here? The play calling, that second down play calling, every single time they're like second, and they run the ball on first down with Tony Pollard. Okay, you get 2 yards. So what do? You run it back again, and now it's a 3rd and long every single time until you're down by 20 points is when Mike McCarthy decides to change the play calling to what they were doing in the regular season, which was just throwing the ball. The whole strategy for the Dallas Cowboys, their entire offense was built around, these 12 wins were built around chucking the ball down the field. Hit CeeDee. Hit him somewhere deep. Hit Cooks. Hit him somewhere deep. And what did they do? They abandoned that right from the get-go. They thought, we can run the ball with Tony Pollard all game long. Like, we could just run on this Green Bay Packers defense. Even though Running wasn't something they excelled at during the regular season. Tony Pollard did not have a good season. A lot of that's because he came off a broken leg that he suffered last year, and it was a couple months removed from training camp where you got to fire up your broken leg, and then he has a whole season, and it's not great. And now it's the first season starting running back, all that nonsense. Yeah, Zeke's gone, all that. He didn't have a good season. So what does Mike McCarthy decide to game plan with? He decides, let's take that guy who had a mediocre regular season, and that's what we're going to do to beat these Cowboys. That is a ridiculous game plan, and Mike McCarthy's got to go. Dan Quinn on the defensive side of the ball. If you watched that game and you saw how many times they sat back in a two-shell defense, two guys high in a zone, and the Packers just found this. Jaden Reed would just find a slot in the middle of the zone and just sit there, and Jordan Love would just nail him right there. And every single time, this zone defense wasn't working, especially when they knew it was a running, like they knew Aaron Jones was going to run the ball, and they'd still sit back in this zone, and Aaron Jones would just take the hole and get a whole bunch of yards. That happened consistently. Dan Quinn made no adjustments. And then like I mentioned, with the passing and Jordan Love, all the receivers would just find open holes in the defense, in the zone, and be wide open. So your zone wasn't working to stop the run because there was nobody in the box, so Aaron Jones could just run all over you. And then the defense wasn't working with the pass because you need to play man-to-man with these receivers because they're so young and fast. So Dan Quinn decided to make no adjustments, and they got absolutely torched by Jordan Love, who looks phenomenal, and the Packers got their third straight generationally great quarterback. Unbelievable run for them. I won't spend a lot of time on the Packers, but credit to the Packers. Well done. You have a fantastic team that I did not believe in coming into this game. I thought, okay, I thought what the Cowboys probably thought. Young team, they're going to show up. They have nothing really to lose, so they'll go all out, but they're not going to get it done. Like, we'll be able to pass on them, and they couldn't do it. So, Bill Belichick, I hope you are very happy with moving to Dallas. Like, I hope you're getting your bags packed. I hope you're on the phone to Jerry Jones and you're the new Dallas Cowboys head coach, because that'd be fun to see. That would be very fun to see Belichick in Dallas. It'd be like when Phil Jackson went to the Knicks, except hopefully this time it's successful. The Phil Jackson's tenure in the Knicks was absolutely horrendous, but it's like the greatest of all time coach going to one of the biggest markets, if not the biggest market in the sports. So in that sport, so it's going to be exciting to see, and I hope that happens. But that game from start to finish, absolutely horrendous. And I mentioned CD a couple times. What the hell was that? What the hell was going on with CD and Dak in that entire first half? Why did CD come out so unhappy? Like, it wasn't like, okay, it's the third quarter and they're down and CD hasn't been hit at all. No, from like the first possession, he was not pleased with Dak Prescott and the game. And you could see whenever the ball was thrown to him, he'd have like, what the hell is that kind of expression? And I was like, is this the playoffs? There isn't time for that. What are you doing? And I think that's so much of the mentality of this Cowboys team. Like, where's the compete? So much of this was just the Packers had nothing to lose and they wanted it more. They were like, we are going to prove that nobody thinks we're going to do this. Everybody's on the Cowboys and we're going to get it done. And they competed so much harder than the Cowboys from the first whistle to the last whistle. And that's unbelievable to see from them. And the Cowboys, they need to go in a completely different direction with so many parts of the team. It starts with firing the head coach. I don't know, like this, you might be watching this on Monday morning, and I guess they'll probably delay the firing until Tuesday and after the game. So you might be watching this on Tuesday or Wednesday, and this could be in the future, and Mike McCarthy could be fired right now, because I think that would be the correct move to make. I am sorry, Dallas Cowboys fans. Year in, year out, we have some mutual love, as I am a giant Leafs fan, and the Cowboys are the Leafs of the NFL. It's not the players, it's the crest. It's the logo on the helmet in football. It's the crest on the front of the jersey in hockey. And Leafs, Cowboys, big moment. They don't show up. That's it. That is the name of the game. And once again, the Dallas Cowboys screwed this up, even though they looked like they had a great path to a Super Bowl run if they could just beat the 49ers, you know? But now we're here, same place the Cowboys have been forever. And who knows what direction Jerry Jones will take the team in the next couple of days. Hopefully it is a new head coach and taking a look at what you can do with Dak and his receiving core and Tony Pollard and getting the defense to have some effort and some other play calling from somebody who's not named Dan Quinn. That's it.